Real quick, quick message. Welcome back to all those who are always tuned in or in tune. I was having a discussion with a friend of mine, and we were talking about relationships. And in today's society, I've noticed that a lot of people are desperate to be in relationships. Now, most people who are desperate to be in relationships don't know how to maneuver, don't know how to manage, and don't do the research and the homework to know how to keep one. So in today's society, there's a lot of divorces, a lot of cheating, a lot of failures in relationships. And I've fallen trapped into some of these situations and scenarios as well. So what I'm trying to say is, do the inner work first, the inner self. Learn who you are as an individual. Do the soul searching. Get to love you, so you know your worth and where you are on the scale. So that means you don't settle for anything less than what you're valued at. And you're worth more. You're worth way more. So don't let somebody try to come and water down what you already are established as an individual. Invest in yourself, in your growth, and you're always going to progress and have those who will meet you at the level of your frequency, at the level of your energy. So if you just constantly involve and invest into yourself, you will attract people on that level of frequency that will match and meet the requirements on the level that you. Right now, there's people who are constantly failing into their relationships and constantly like falling into damaged relationships. Sometimes there's people who fall into domestic violence, right? So and people who are accepted is because they were raised in a home that's what they learned and saw and think that's acceptable, when in reality we all know common sense, that's not acceptable. That's not something you do. That's not something. You don't put your hands on your significant other if you love them. If you love someone, you don't put your hands on them. You cherish something, right? So like, let's just say you have a diamond. You're not gonna just bash it against the wall and just be like, okay, today I love you, tomorrow I hate you. Nah, you're gonna cherish it and you're gonna pressure it. It's gonna be precious to you. It's gonna be precious. Excuse me. It's gonna be precious to you. And you're gonna constantly love it and cherish it and value it. Its worth. You know the worth it brings. And the same thing for yourself. Invest into your heart, your soul, your inner strength, your inner man, your inner person, your spirit, and then you will attract those who meet your everything that you have invested in yourself. So relationship wise too. So when it comes to, don't be desperate to jump into a relationship right away. Like, look, observe, investigate, learn, and before you jump into some. Because a lot of people today, we live in a desperate society, because you just feel like being alone is not cool, or you have to have because everybody's married and everybody's having kids and you're only getting older. Listen, it's better to be by yourself in good company than be with someone in bad company, because you're going to constantly never be at peace. You're always going to be at war. You'll never be happy. And happiness is way more valuable, way more important than being with someone that's going to kick you down and treat you like you ain't worth anything. I don't think it's worth spending your time, worth doing something like that. You're damaging your inner self and your worth as an individual. So as far as the relationship goes, that's just a little gem, sharing a little insight on a conversation I was having with an individual in reference to today's society, how everybody's in a rush to jump into relationships, and how not everybody, but there's people who are desperate to jump into a relationship when they don't need to, because they're not even mentally ready for a relationship and don't even have the criteria or the requirements to be in a relationship, because you can't offer something that you don't have. So if you can't love yourself, how can you love someone else? Just let that sink in. If I was not loving me the way I do, I can't love someone else the way I love me. I come first in order for everybody to come after. So my priority is me. Once I invest in me and I'm at my top peak, then I could come and share somebody else's life and add value. I'm not gonna sit at a table that I don't bring value to. If I can't bring value to your table, I can't sit at your table. No. If you can't bring value to my table, vice versa, you can't sit at my table. I'm worth so much more, and I've acquired and acquired a lot of investigation in myself. I've done a lot of research. I've done a lot of homework. I've read books on relationships because I feel like I need to be prepared. I need to be ready for the next relationship I jump into, so that that woman will always feel like my man is at the top of his game. And I've read books from the 5 love languages, how the empowerment of a woman. Just did some homework basically, and did some soul searching. I did some spirit engagements. So all that to say is, don't be quick to jump into a relationship in today's society, man. Like, there's a lot of people out there that's desperate in relationships that they're regretting being in, but don't know how to get out and escape the situation. Like, why would you put yourself in a predicament that you can't even have happiness in? I think happiness is way more valuable than just being in a relationship just because it's a status. Fuck a status. Excuse my language, but never mind the status. It's not about status, man. It's about valuing who you are as an individual, as a person. Know your worth. Alright? I'm out.